What's up, everyone? Scott the TroutHammer here, and will you look at this? I can't stress enough how unseasonal this is. We're going into the end of November, and it's still dry. It's still warm. We haven't had any rain. I mean, this area I'm fishing, look at this. The water's usually up to probably like 3 feet up that bank right now, and we got rocks. Yeah, like I said, we're going into the end of November, and this is very unseasonal conditions. If you guys want to see what Oregon November should look like, go back and watch my November Lucky Tackle Box opening video, and that's really what it should look like right now. This is kind of awesome. Well, awesome for me, not awesome for a lot of the other anglers out there. So real quick before we get into the video, number one thing I need to mention, I noticed a lot of people didn't watch my last video where I announced the winner for the giveaway. So if you guys think you won, you guys need to go back and watch that video, because that's when I announced the winner, and I don't want to start another giveaway round until I accomplish that giveaway, until the winner knows that they won, they can get a hold of me. I have no way to get a hold of the winner, so the winner has to get a hold of me. So you guys need to go back and watch that video real quick. But also, I am trying to get this channel to grow to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to do that. We could still probably hit that number by the end of the year, but like I said, I can't do it without you guys. So if you could please hit the subscribe button down there, and that notify bell up there, so you're going to be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. It's also Saturday, so I got some shout outs to give. Got shout outs for James Francisco, Mark Silva, 560 with 1112 XS, Pibbin, Abe Hodge, and Nathaniel Robinette. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. I can't do this thing without you guys. I can't do this without you, the viewers, you, the subscribers. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. That's why I do these shout outs on Saturdays. If you guys want to shout out on this channel, all you guys got to do is subscribe today. If you subscribe and your name is on public, I can read your name and I'll give you a shout out on the video I record on Saturday. If it's on private, you guys know who you are. You guys are rock stars. Subscribe will also get you entered in the giveaways that are come. Like I said already, I'm not going to start the next round of the giveaway until the giveaway winner knows they've won, and then I'm going to start the next round, so get in on that. You guys are going to have to forgive my voice. I've been sick for the last couple of days, so I'm super congested. Today I can breathe a little better. The number one thing I wanted to fish for today is sturgeon, and because the water level is so low, that's really a challenge. Water should get cold enough, should get down to that water temperature that's a lot more comfortable for the sturgeon, to where they get a lot more active. Sturgeon are a super cold water species. They love the coldest water. You'll see them like in the summer, you'll see them feeding in the shallowest, coldest water during the morning and during the late night hours. And during this time of year is when they start getting a lot more active, because that water level usually rises up, but the temperature drops a little bit. So we're right now sitting at about 55-degree water temperature, and trying to pick the deepest spot in the river close to me, which, like I said, isn't easy to do because we have rocks exposed. So we're going to get rigged up, we're going to get some line in the water, and hopefully we'll land some fish today. Yep, you saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal! Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah! Alright, guys, check that out. So if you guys saw my last sturgeon video from about a year and a half ago, the gear I had was pretty outclassed for the fish I was trying to catch. So I upgraded the gear about a year and a half ago. It was right after I caught my first sturgeon when I was out fishing with PK out in PDX. So this is a 5-foot Penn Mariner. This is a super heavy, I mean, this is a halibut rod. This rod has a 100-pound deadlift capacity. Still have the size 65B Okuma Avenger. This thing has a max drag of 40 pounds. Real strong reel. I got 80-pound braid as a main line. Got a 2-ounce egg weight going to a Carolina rig, 80-pound Dacron leader, and a size 6 barbless octopus hook. And that's got an egg loop knot on it too for the bait I'm going to use. Yeah, the last time I caught a sturgeon, like I said, the gear was really outclassed for the fish I was trying to catch. Especially for bank bangers like me, it's a lot harder to fish for sturgeon with gear like that, so I want something a little more geared toward the bank. And I did bring heavier weights in case that 2 ounce isn't enough with this current, but it doesn't look like the current's too harsh right here. Then I don't want something that's going to get stuck in the rocks. So normally when I fish for sturgeon, I use the Guide's Choice pickled squid. This time I'm going to try the herring. This stuff looks like it's got coriander and fennel in the pickling. Maybe some oregano. Keep me from eating this. But okay, nope, never mind. Anytime you're fishing with bait, I recommend you guys use something to mask the human scent. Either grab some grass and grind it up in your palms and try to use the grass to mask the human scent. Today with this stuff, I'm just going to use gloves. So I'm just kind of going to put this hook right through the eyes, bring it back down to the shank of the hook, and then get that egg loop knot on it So it holds it in a way that plenty of that hook point is still exposed, but that fish head is going to be secure to the hook. Oh, that stuff is ripe. I will freely admit this is a part of the river I'm unfamiliar with, so I have no idea where the holes are, but pretty much what you want to look for if you're fishing from the bank is look somewhere where the current seems to not be moving as fast. Where you see the current moving faster, that's the shallower water. Where you see it moving just a little bit slower, and also you kind of got to cut from the river because the river turns this way. The deeper part is going to be on the outside edge of the cut. So it cuts in this way and then sort of goes again to the other side. So I mean, it should be pretty even right out here in the middle. Okay, yeah, that current's dragging that pretty well. I need to go to a heavier weight. Yep, that's the spot where the current's not dragging it. Yeah, and I'm not going to turn the rear drag on that rod to know when I get a bite because, as you guys can see, well, for one, the line's heavy enough that the current's going to try to take the line out, and it's going to drag out that rear drag, but also it's just going to get worse and worse the more leaves that the line grabs and collects on it. It's just going to work like a sail and try to carry the line off. So I'm not going to use the rear drag, just going to leave that wedged in the rocks. Obviously going to stick close to it. And I move down the bank a little, found a little bit deeper of a hole, so I'm going to fish this spot and upgrade it up to a 6-ounce weight. So the current moves it not as much. I'm just going to fish this hole right in front of me for a little while. Keeping my tip low to the ground so the line is going to be a lot closer to the rocks and it's not going to catch as many leaves, so I'm not going to get a lot of false bites or I'm going to get false triggers from the leaves catching on the line, thinking that I got a fish biting on me. So my thoughts on why I scouted this area for sturgeon, and please correct me if you're an experienced sturgeon angler. I will freely admit I am completely a novice. This is the 4th time in my life I've gone fishing for sturgeon. The first time I went, I caught fish because we went to a super high probability area, super high probability time of the year. But you know, this is the beginning of the winter here in Oregon. The reason I fished this spot, obviously, because of that cut that this river makes along this side of the bank, making it a lot deeper. But also there is a boat launch right there, and I've talked about it plenty of times in other videos. The bottom fish, the fish that feed off the bottom, they wait for the boat bite. They wait for boats to come through because the prop will chop up fish. Fish just follow the bottom. It's an easy meal for them. A lot of the bottom feeders, like catfish, they'll just follow boats because they're just raining down food for them. So I'm hoping that's the case here with sturgeon, that the sturgeon might have come to this area, especially with it being winter salmon season. Hopefully the sturgeon coming here looking for easy meals with all the boat launching going on right there. Obviously, another reason why I picked this spot is because you can actually tag sturgeon here if they're in the legal range of fish you could tag. And I'd like to tag one. Plus, I can't really travel to the places where I know I can catch sturgeon. But even there, I wouldn't be able to tag them. It'll all be catch and release. Yeah, this 6-ounce weight is not moving at all. Should have brought me a chair, but I didn't anticipate there being room for a chair. Yep, I'm going to have to go to a different spot. I'm snagging up too much over here. Well guys, I'm glad I brought my pond fishing gear because the river ended up being a bust. Drove around to 3 other spots and the water was still way too shallow. I want to check something before I try something else here. Well, holy cow, look at all that activity. Yeah, let's just go ahead and try this. Gonna do a little jerkbait action. Okay, good. That's a slow sink. Wanted to be sure. Wow. Coming up on the end of November, and I'm still having to clean my hooks. I don't think I've ever seen that much algae on a hook this late in the year. Yeah, this is the latest in the year I've ever seen that grass island still be visible. Okay, you know what? Let's just do it. What's the worst that could happen? I'm already not catching fish, and the conditions look like it might work. Yeah, I know this is like the 5th time I've said this in this video, but with the water level being this low, I mean, this is going into the end of November, and this dock is still at an angle. That part of the dock should be a lot closer to level. This time of year, the water level should be up past that bush right there. I mean, it's got to be weird if you guys are seeing me bass fish in November. And I think this is where I'm going to call it. At this point, it's just casting practice. It's just casting practice in really cold air. But real quick, the consensus I got from last Saturday's video where I asked about doing sort of like a credit scroll at the end of my videos for the Patreon, for my patrons, sounded like it was, people really like the idea, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to work on a video that's going to have sort of like a credit scroll at the end of every video that's going to show all the patrons who are who have pledged my Patreon. So your names will be on pretty much every video I produce from here on out once I get that video finished. Other than that, I don't know. Sturgeon fishing, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Weather like this time of year, it's a trap. It makes you do things you wouldn't normally do, like pond fish for bass in the end of November. Water's definitely too cold. Even like the super slow finesse presentations, Ned rigs, those weren't working. It could be a tough year for fishing. And almost entirely because I can't travel yet. I got viewers telling me how good rock fishing's going and how good ling cod fishing's going, and they might open up the Al Sea here pretty soon. It's like, can't afford to travel right now. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. And again, I'm trying to get this channel to grow to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to do that. So if you could, please hit that subscribe button down there and that notify bell up there so you're going to be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. And if your account setting is on public, I can read your name. I'll give you a shout out in my Saturday videos. If it's on private, I'll give you just the sort of blanket shout out I always do. But also, it'll get you entered in the giveaways, so best button to press. And again, speaking of giveaways, check out my last video to see if you guys won the giveaway because I did the drawing. Now, the part where I actually do the drawing, the volume was really low. I put a little comment on there saying, you know, sorry that the volume was low. I just got a new motherboard for the computer, so the mic levels were really off, so I couldn't even like hear myself at all, even though I turned the volume up as high as I can. Just for that part where you guys see like the screen capture, turn your volume up as high as you can, and as soon as I say the name for the winner of the drawing, turn it back down. I will not start the next round of the giveaway until I hear back from the winner. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing.